Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Eagle Eye Podcast. Welcome to the emergency edition of the Eagle Eye Podcast. I don't know why these gentlemen over here are laughing.
Because Dylan said you were gonna start off monotone and you did.
Was that really monotone? I don't know. How would you expect me to start talking after the game
I
that
don't
we
know.
just
Be
had?
be more lively, man. Come on.
I mean, there's plenty of reasons why not. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna recap exactly what we just saw, fresh off our minds. It's something that we usually do.
By the way, no trivia tonight, guys. I'm just letting you know, no trivia.
No trivia tonight. Um, but look, we gotta see. Oh wow,
Oh,
Resaca Americanista just came in and said Leon 2-1 in Leon in favor of America. Resaca out. Thank you, Resaca Americanista,
thank
for
you for stopping
making
by.
a quick cameo here. Um, yeah, let's break it down. Let's talk America versus Leon.
Sure.
Final result out of Querétaro is 1-0 in favor to Leon. Not looking good for America yet. Still reasons to be optimistic and hopeful as it is only one goal. But
I didn't. You don't sound optimistic.
no, because and I'll talk about it and I'll break it down exactly why. Because you saw that yes, it's only one goal difference and one goal margin. But if you weren't even able to score one goal tonight, you weren't even able to score one goal last Sunday. What makes me hopeful and optimistic that you're gonna bring it next Sunday? Right? There's these questions that we start asking ourselves, and we want to start asking the team as to whether or not they're capable of putting the ball into the back of the net, which we know they
Mhm.
are. They put three behind Cruz Azul 1 week ago, yet they still have yet to prove themselves in front of goal in this whole past in these whole past two games, and the fact that you've had opportunities more so this game than the other one, it makes me wonder, makes me realize that maybe you don't have what it takes to go into Leon and score the goals.
I think it has a lot to do with Nico's out of form. I think we all can agree that Nico was terrible this game, like god awful terrible this game. And there were some opportunities where he should have scored. Think back to the second half when Ibarra crossed it in perfectly to him and then he just shot it wide. Or right after the goal when Ibarra crossed it into him with his chest and Cota saved it. Those are the ones that you bring in a killer like Nico Castillo to score for you, so you don't have to worry about asking questions like the ones you're asking right now.
Dylan, your take on all this?
You know, I'll be honest. Coming to this game, obviously, if you heard the last podcast, I had my uncertainties, you know, uh, about this game coming in, but it really turned it around compared to the second leg against Cruz Azul. Just those frustrating moments because you had created those opportunities, you just never took advantage of them really. Plenty of times whenever you had the chance, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough still.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't enough. I mean, let's break it down chronologically speaking. Coming into this game, I think you saw America start off exactly the way we wanted them to start off. Didn't completely take the game to Leon, but started to get a feel of the ball, started moving, started getting some confidence, even got themselves into a position in which I felt they were really retaining Leon in their own half. I thought I saw America. I mean, do we have the momentum bar out yet?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't tweet the full one, but I tweeted the halftime one.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Dylan's gonna tweet out the full one right now, and as soon as he does that, I can make my point be a little bit more clear. But you had a sense that America was putting as much pressure as possible into this situation in the first opening minutes, up to the point where America gets a penalty call within 7 minutes, right?
Yes.
Um, Dubious call for the ref to make. I mean, yeah, I could see why he called it off. I can also see why he can also give it. In the end, he sees it. He doesn't give it. It doesn't award it. Okay, that's fine. We move on. And still, you saw America press more. We saw America still get a little bit more of the ball. It's just again lack of creativity. For the first 40 minutes, there was a lack of creativity going forward in the final third. That final crucial ball, something that I spoke about in the podcast, in which I needed them to be precise about their passing, especially in the final third. It didn't happen. And because of that, you didn't create chances. And once you started finding something that was working for you within 40, 43 minutes, by then it was already too late to try to close out the half with a goal, and you went into the half 0-0. I mean,
Okay, the momentum bars tweeted. Just FYI.
okay, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at the momentum bar right now as we're speaking, and I'm seeing the majority. If I'm being here just eyeballing it here, I'm looking and I'm saying at least 75 to 77% of this momentum bar is all America.
Yeah.
Now, you guys
Mhm.
can go on our Twitter right now. You guys can check it out. Dylan just tweeted this out, but this momentum bar will clearly give an indication as to what America did this game and what we wanted them to do right. And that's the only thing they got right was have the ball, let Leon chase it. I felt for the first time you saw a Leon team that wasn't playing to the standards that they're used to.
Yeah.
Correct?
Definitely. They were flustered. They as soon as they saw us implement our game plan, which is what I said we needed to do, and they looked a little bit confused, a little bit dazed, and that was when the whole second half kind of spurt that we had. That's when we should have capitalized, but we were just unable to, and that's when their goal comes, and that kind of just throws us off.
Yeah. It completely throws us off. And I guess if you want to put some kind of uh good in in all of it, even after the goal, you saw a reaction from the team.
Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. You could kind of sort of, just right away. Well, I mentioned it earlier. Renato played a nice ball to Nico, who chested down, but Kota got a hand on it. But those are the ones that you expect a killer like him to make. That's why you were signed, so you can make those difficult shots go in, but you can't even make the easy ones. So like it's so frustrating. And I think Piojo got all the substitutions wrong. In my opinion, he did them out too late. He wrong players. It was a disaster in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll talk about the substitutions right now, but I think you're right. That's something that we have to question him. I think some of the substitutions weren't right either. I don't think Cordoba should have been brought in. I think that was definitely a Henry Martin moment. Um, we'll talk about Mateus Uribe in a game where I said I needed him to step up, and he started to showcase that he was capable of. I'm not gonna say he had the best game ever, but you saw signs of what definitely might come to be if he can definitely continue the run of good good form that he's continuing to showcase in at least in this game alone.
Yeah.
But let's go back into this first half and talk about the fact that America, whilst they had the ball, and I'm going back to this momentum bar situation here. Once you saw America also have the ball, you oh man, I lost the momentum bar.
Come on, man.
This sucks.
Wow.
Uh, you didn't have I don't know. At least for me, I didn't get this sense of urgency from the team. At least to create something, you know.
I feel like that's in some way that was a good thing, because we also
Yeah.
said last podcast where we said that this team just felt like everything was rushed. They weren't thinking about the passes they were making, and I saw a lot of that today. I saw a lot of, especially in the second half, there was plays where the passing just looked good. Maybe the way it was passed, it could have been better. One moment I could think of was when Nico Castillo passed to Renato Ibarra. He almost had the goal of the year. If he would have played that pass a little bit better, maybe Renato could have gotten off a better cross to create a better opportunity. Things like that. We were moving the ball pretty well, in my opinion. So I don't really think that was a major problem.
No. And going back to, I kind of like the main points we talked about coming into this game. And I kind of hit on it too a little bit for the second leg, but I think to some extent this team found that fine line between being conservative and aggressive whenever they had the ball.
And yeah, I'm not bashing them for moving the ball around well. I think it's just you saw the ball being moved well enough until it was that final third. That precise last pass that you needed did not happen. You perfect example, the Nico Castillo pass to Renato Ibarra. No reason to give that hard of a pass.
Yeah, he
He's
launched
all
that.
alone. He's all alone. It's a simple pass that you do day in and day out at practice. You don't need to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Um, I think we saw more of and this is just us talking about the good stuff about America, because right now we'll break down exactly the poor situation that the, or at least the poor things that we saw coming out of this game. But another good thing that I saw America, and Christian, I think you will definitely validate to this, is the fact that we started using Ibargüen more.
Yeah, and you saw him, Renato Ibarra, Andres Ibargüen had Fernando Navarro in his pocket the whole game. You know, he was beating him left and right, and you know, I like that we kept using him, especially in the first half, because you know he was beating him all the time. You know, Navarro had no answer for Ibargüen. It was just Ibargüen though, we keep mentioning our Achilles heel. You know, our final decision making, our final touch when it comes to a pass or a shot just wasn't there, and man, it's if you would just go back and watch the game and maybe a couple passes go, you know, the way it should have been or should have shot on this play, you know, we probably could have seen a different score line.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad you bring up that term Achilles heel, because I think Leon continues to be that for Miguel Herrera. You know,
To an extent, yes. I think we played better than Leon today.
no,
Yeah.
look. I said this when I tweeted out what I tweeted out, and I said, "You want someone to blame? Look in the mirror.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at
yeah.
yourself." Leon didn't outplay us. Let's be
No,
fair.
100%
We
didn't.
we 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 put Leon in a situation in which they were uncomfortable, in which they were not able to play their game. It's something that we spoke about very well, was cut off that midfield flow that they have, and you completely nullify them, right? And granted, they still had some threat down the wing, but you saw that their main target was trying to get the ball to the midfielders, create something. Ruben Samosa was in the midfield. Montes was in the midfield. But yet, when Guido or Mateo Zaribe put themselves in a situation in which they blocked off these kind of points of access to the Leon attack, you really saw Leon a little bit flustered and, you know, a little bit worried that they weren't able to get their game off. And
Yeah.
America did well to continue to do that throughout the whole game, up to the point in which you can see the goal. You know,
Mhm.
because I think once America takes out Mateo Zuribe, you completely give up the midfield, you give it to Leon, and then Leon smartly capitalizes on it, and not by in the sense of them going forward and attacking and getting another goal, but by just maneuvering the ball around, having America chase the ball, having America make the fouls, and just winding down the clock, because now you have all this open space. And Leon was smart enough at that point to say, we have this opportunity, let's run the clock down, let's have them chase it, let's get them frustrated now.
Yeah. And you know, I mentioned the last podcast too that's Leon's game plan. You know, to have possession of the ball, to you know make us commit the mistake so they have an entry way to their attack. And sure enough, that's how their goal happened. But yeah, no, I agree with everything you just said.
Done.
No, man. I mean, just for like you said, to some extent too. I think I don't know how I'm trying to put this. It makes sense in my head, but I don't know if me saying it makes any sense. But uh, okay, I think I got it. I don't think. Okay, wait. I sound really dumb right now, but to an extent too, we talked about those subs a little bit, and that's what Piojo himself has been his own Achilles heel too, and we've criticized that in the past before too. It's just at the end of the day too, you just got to capitalize on those chances, like we said, and the game was theirs for our to take, and then I don't know, we folded one time, and that one time was enough.
I think you're right in a sense in which you say it. Um, and I know there's optimism. There's a sense of I feel like within the America community, there's really people split up into two. There is the optimistic, the ones that are saying the game is not over and that there's still yet more to play, and B, I mean, I guess if you want to call it the pessimists, who kind of are looking at this in a negative way, and I'm not saying have lost all hope for Sunday, but are now more cautious of whether or not America has what it takes to move forward and get the result. Right?
Mhm.
I don't really see an in between right now. Just from anywhere, even in the chat right now, I see people frustrated at the fact that America, gave gave a good performance, but yet still wasn't able to walk away with a result. And then I have people here that are trying to say, it's not over, and and look, both sides of the parties are correct, to some degree and to
Right.
some extent, right?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's only a goal. Yes, there's still hope, and there's still the possibility, you know. At the same time, too, yes, America wasn't able to score today. Yes, the strike situation seems to be more than worrisome. It's a lot, just a lot not going right for America.
Would
But
it
I
be?
think that,
Oh, continue, continue,
no, no,
continue.
no, 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 go ahead.
No, I just want to raise the question. Like, would it be fair to say that we beat ourselves tonight?
Yeah, we shot ourselves in
Yeah.
the foot.
Yeah, we did.
Like, yeah, so that should give, I mean, at least for me, that kind of says that we have the tools, we have everything, to make this comeback. And if I Dylan mentioned this word on the last podcast, the mental game, the players need to be in a good and a great mental state come Sunday, because if there's even a shadow of a doubt, well, there's no way we're making this comeback. All 11 players that are on the pitch and all the 6 or 7 that are on the bench, they need to have they need to enter Leon with the same mentality, and that's the only way we'll survive there and make it to the final. But without that, with just one player having a shadow of a doubt, we're done. We're eliminated Sunday.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I don't question whether or not the right attitude, the right mental game at this point too. I need to question, what about Leon? Do we completely write them off? It's their home stadium now. They're in their home territory, behind their own fans. You don't think that they're gonna bring their game to us?
They might.
I don't see Leon sitting back and
Neither
running
do
down the
I.
clock. I see
Uh-uh.
Leon coming at us and trying to finish this game off. I don't think Leon's gonna sit back and give, and they're not gonna do it to the point where you can, like, oh well, if they're gonna come attack us, then we can just get them on the break. No, I see Leon coming into this game smartly, and that is giving us the opportunity to get the ball, have us start attacking, and yet try to get us on the counter, and then from there on, move the ball, hold the ball, retain the ball, have us chase it, get us frustrated, and in the end, cause for either a reckless challenge that will lead to a red card, frustration that's going to lead to own bickering within the own players, making so that the animal goes down, and then you see lack of awareness, you see lack of space, and then you see America completely deteriorate themselves. I see Leon coming into this because Leon have everything. They have all the advantage in the world at this point. They're up 1-0. It's an away goal, practically gives them another goal of a cushion. So they could come at us from the left, from the right, from behind, from up top, from the side. They have all these vantage points, literally all these vantage points, and we don't. We don't have leverage. We don't have anything. We have to go in there. Excuse my language, but we have to go in there. Guns a blazing. Gotta have the balls to go out there and take the game to them and find something. Get an early goal, because if you don't get an early goal, I promise you that this game completely falls apart for America. If you don't get something within at least the first 30 minutes.
Um, I completely agree with what you said. You said that Leon won't sit back. I don't think they will either. But something tells me. Well, what I said last podcast with America and how they played Sunday against Cruz Azul was because they were up. They had the liberty to kind of sit back for a little bit. If Leon does that, and America needs to be smart, especially in the first, like you said, the first 20-25 minutes. If Leon decides to sit back just because they think they have a 1 goal cushion, that's going to be their own Achilles heel. And Herrera and all the players need to realize that, and that's when this game could be this game could sway into our favor, and that could be the entry point to this comeback.
I mean, it can be, but I mean, at this point, we're giving
It can be.
hypothetical scenarios.
Right, because you said that they won't, but they might though. It's not 100% that they're gonna come out and attack.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though. Leon has all the advantage to play the what if games when America can't. They,
You're
they
right.
have to go in determined. Leon
Yeah.
can sit back and say, okay, what if this, what if that. They have the whole chalkboard to themselves to fill out and plan strategically everything in different angles in different ways.
So
America
did
doesn't.
America. So did America when they played Cruz Azul, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, because America wasn't smart enough to know how to do it. Leon is.
But how do you know that?
Because they've done it all season, because they came into this game, and yet in their most poorest game they still came out on top.
All I'm
And,
saying
and
is,
this is exactly
don't.
what me and Dylan were saying. It's
Mhm.
exactly what me and Dylan were saying when we said Cruz Azul is not Leon. Leon is gonna come in, and if they have one chance, just one chance alone, they're gonna take it. Cruz Azul had what, 3-4. They did not take that opportunity until they scored that first goal.
Mhm.
Leon had this one, just this one, and they were able to walk away with it. I mean, look, I'm gonna pull up the stats right now because I think it's important to see exactly how little of Leon was in this game, and yet with that little was able to walk away with an advantage. America had a total of 14 shots. Leon had 6, 2 on target for Leon, 5 on target for us. You're that that is a 50% chance conversion rate for them, and they walked away with an advantage. And America, I, I mean, America just couldn't. America didn't know. I mean, I'm baffled. I'm really baffled as to why, even in their worst of games, they come out on top, and yet even in a much better game than in comparison to Sundays, we still sitting here arguing with amongst ourselves as to why this team cannot, and will not have the decency or at least the consistency to go out into the pitch and prove to themselves, to the fan base, to the people who give them a damn check, and and prove their worth. You know,
Yeah, it's a tough situation we put ourselves in. That's for sure. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out Sunday, especially in the first 20 minutes where that's where we need to capitalize and start the comeback. Because like you said, I honestly don't think either if we don't get that early goal, it's gonna be a long night.
Dylan, you're awfully quiet for someone who likes controversy.
Me like controversy. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I mean, from a Cowboy Dan perspective, and I you tweeted up the second half, and we kind of had like a little conversation in which I was like, channel all your Cowboy Dan energy towards them, get us the victory.
I know you put a lot of pressure on me, dude, and I didn't get to pull it off.
Really? Because I will read out the text message you said right before kickoff.
No, don't do that.
Exactly. But how did you feel these halves in comparison to each other? Because I think they're very similar if you look at it just broadly. But if you go down to the details of it, if you go through a fine comb, I think there's two major differences between these two halves. And I'm not just talking the goal itself, but there's something different within these two halves, and I don't know if only I feel like it like that, or I don't know if you saw something different, or you saw that there was anything different between in comparison to the first and the second. But I just kind of wanted, what was your take on it?
For me, obviously I thought the team was playing better compared to Sunday's game against Cruz Azul, but still at the same time it's just frustrating because kind of like we said, you had your chance but you never capitalized on them. Um, Really, I honestly don't see what you're seeing, Ivan, because I felt like it was the same in both halves. Other than the fact that the team kind of folded leading up to that goal. The changes, which I don't really completely agree with, which that's just how I feel. For the game overall, it's the frustrations there.
And maybe we're not being as objective as we usually are on a Tuesday once we've had a couple of days to pass by and kind of break it all down. But I don't know. I feel like we wanted America to come out and answer our questions. I felt like they did, and yet they still left us with maybe even more than we started with.
In what ways? Can you explain more?
Yes, you sound like my teacher where I give an answer. Just like you need to explain more. Because I feel like we wanted them to come into this matchup and answer as to whether or not they had the capability to play just a simple game, maneuver the ball, not fold in just within their own pressure. And I think they gave us the answers that they can come into this game, they can grab it by the scruff of the neck, and they can control it, the tempo and the movement. But yet now we're left with, are you ever going to be able to produce anything in the final third? You know, when we need something clinical, when we need something, critical. You know, our strikers still yet to answer the question that we've been asking. This whole season is whether or not they're going to show up. I mean, Roger Martinez, and someone said in the chat just a while ago, and I'm sorry for only mentioning it right now, but had an opportunity to just toe poke the ball, and most likely would have gone into the back of the net. Something that he did kind of similar in the first leg against Cruz Azul. I don't know why he taking that touch in this situation.
Almost like a similar play too.
Exactly.
It was Ibargüen that passed it as well, making the space, and man, so frustrating, man. Honestly, dude, it's frustrating because we don't get that type of creativity and passing from our wingers, and when we do, we need to take the chance because they're not consistent in their passing and their final third touch. So I think that's the most frustrating part, to be honest.
I think it's just frustrating all around.
That is true.
It is frustrating.
And I want to now point fingers at the defense, who I think let us down in the goal.
In the goal, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My question is, where was Emmanuel Aguilera this whole time?
In the goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't see him. I don't see him anywhere. That is his space. That is literally the space that he's left. And that was not the only time he did that in the game. There was a point in which Chapito Montes easily filtered the ball to Mena. Right in. Bruno had to come in. Paul Aguilar had to come in. Aguilera just left space open. Completely a big old gap right in that spot. Did the same thing in this scenario. And because of that, it leads to a goal.
I feel like if Edson were there, that wouldn't happen.
No, because too, like, I don't know, like you don't see enough people hustle, like try to at least hustle back either, which is another frustrating part.
Yeah, Mateo Silva didn't hustle in the first half. In the second half, he did a little bit more, but in the first half, he was being Uribe.
Yeah, I mean, like going forward, like like okay, you give him some type of credit, but just coming back, like there's just no hustle.
And honestly, that hurts in the system like that Herrera's playing. If you have a lazy player like that, Uribe, playing alongside Guido, you're putting a lot of pressure on those three, and Aguilera, Valdez, and Guido, to kind of perfect their craft, and and you're there kind of like disturbing it, by leaving a lot of space open, going up where you're not supposed to, not tracking back, not marking someone. It's very hard, especially when Leon was playing. They were playing very central too. There were like 3 or 4 plays where they went right down the middle, and luckily enough, someone was there to prevent anything from happening. But it's bad when when they find that little hole, like you said, Ivan. Just they need a little bit of space that they find, and they can capitalize, and they're very dangerous.
But I mean, it goes back to the same thing. You sound like a broken record in this podcast more than ever, but it's America letting themselves down in these situations. Something that could have been fixed easily if you plug in your center back where your center back's supposed to be. If you plug in your center mid in the place where he's supposed to be, so your center back's not trying to fill in that gap. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, you want to point fingers, point them at yourselves.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
yeah. And there's gonna be people out there that said, the referee was maybe a little bit biased, if especially after that penalty call.
The referee was bad for both teams. The referee was bad for both teams. Honestly,
I think the ref did the job that he had to do, and that was it. I don't think it should even be brought up in a situation. I think he just, he was just being a ref. That's it.
Refs have a pretty influential take on the match, especially when you're giving out yellows at the second minute of the game.
Yeah, but should you be fouling people in the second minute of the game?
Look,
I mean,
if
it
if
happens. It's not for a
if
yellow card. It's his first one.
if I was a ref, I'd be giving out yellows by the 30-second mark.
Well, that's just you. So, and every team would hate you. So
That's
that's
fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
Well, maybe this is this guy. Maybe every team hates him.
You're doing your job right as a ref if the teams hate you, right?
Eh, I don't know about all that.
But okay, we can keep divulging on this game and keep soaking it in and keep feeling upset about it.
Guys, this is me. I drew myself, and that's an America jersey.
My God,
Do we look alike?
almost.
Thanks.
But I feel like now let's talk about what needs to happen Sunday.
We need to win Sunday.
But that's the simple answer. But what needs to happen in order for us to win?
We need to put the ball in the net.
For real, you know?
And it's as simple as that, but yet it's also as complicated,
No, you're right. There just needs to be more precise passing from our wingers, honestly.
Especially
the
final third.
Especially the final third. I think specifically the final third, to be honest. Yes, Ibarra got past Navarro and made him his little whatever. And Ibarra had his chances too, but when it came down to it, neither of them could cross it in. It's just that simple, like there's nothing more to it. How do you expect Roger or Nico to head a ball in when the ball's not even getting to them?
Can we have Aguilera take corners too, please?
Yeah, honestly, because not everybody can't do it anymore. I'm tired. The fool can't even pass near past the first post. Like, what are you doing? You know the guy can't cross as it is. So why are you making him take a corner? Makes no sense. And even on the free kick too. It's just like little things like that where we last Liga we were amazing at set pieces. Now we can't even score on for our lives.
Yeah, but it was Jonathan Ibarra himself who was putting those set pieces last season too.
But he has done all Liga long.
I thought Uribe took most of set pieces too.
I'd have to go back.
Yeah, I have to go back too. But the thing is, though, you see a problem and you need to fix it. I think that's one of Herrera's problem too. But okay, can we talk about the subs now? Because why are you waiting till the 70 till after they make a goal to do your first sub?
I didn't think the team needed change before they scored the goal.
You don't think Nico needed to come out?
Whoa. Take it easy there, Buckaroo.
No, I mean, okay, yeah, the argument was there, but I didn't think it was that pertinent at the time. I think,
like you said, that this could have been a Henry moment.
It could have.
It could have.
But it didn't happen.
Look,
that's what I'm saying though. Like, come on.
At this point, if it makes too much sense to Piojo, I think he just does the opposite. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the subs were not the best. I didn't think Cordoba needed to be in this game. I didn't think Lopez needed to feature in this game.
Yeah, neither did I.
I think you needed Henry in there.
I could have vouched for Henry.
Obviously, Peralta was a good one.
Yeah, but it was for the wrong player though. You're taking out Uribe, which in my opinion he was actually doing pretty well. Creating space, actually passing the ball very, very well. And then he just takes him out. I was like, yeah, well, I don't know what's gonna go on.
I was hoping that he was gonna take out George Sanchez for Uribe Peralta.
See, I don't understand why he took out George Sanchez to begin with, to be honest.
Because Tony Lopez gives him a little bit more
vertical, like going up.
Yeah, he gives him a little bit more attacking strength than
George. Yeah, I guess I can
George,
understand that.
especially because he's left-footed, and so he's putting him on that left side. It's easier for him to knock the ball in rather than George Sanchez having to cut in and switch with his right.
Yeah, no, no. Okay, I can see it now, but still, I agree with you though. I don't think he should have featured in this game either way though. Tony Lopez.
I mean, Dylan, what would you have done in Piojo's situation?
What I would have done?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the number one thing I would have and I would have put in Peralta over Nico. My opinion.
Oh,
Bec-
okay. So
okay,
can we raise the question now? Does Nico start Sunday?
He does.
I don't
Ooh.
want him to, but I still feel like he does.
Be-
Uh
This
he
lineup
doesn't.
doesn't change unless Edson Alvarez is healthy. This lineup doesn't change.
He doesn't start Sunday, in my opinion.
He starts Sunday.
He doesn't start Sunday.
I don't want him to. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Like I wouldn't be surprised either if he starts.
I see him starting.
Someone's tired. I think Peralta needs to start Sunday.
But we go back to the same thing. Is Peralta the right player for America at the beginning,
Well,
or to come in as an impact sub?
beginning because you need that
Well, yeah. Well,
leadership on
now
the
you need
field.
it now. Yeah, you're down. You need two goals.
He's gonna. I mean, he starts. He gets that captain's band, and I think that captain's band with him is gonna make a difference.
Yeah, we said on Tuesday that he started on today, but
Well, yeah, that was my call, but I guess editor doesn't like to agree with me sometimes. So, and see what happens. We lose when you don't agree with me. Oh, that's all
See,
I'm saying.
I'm telling you, he listens to us and does the complete opposite of what we say.
Okay, fine. So start Nico Sunday, please.
and it's the one time he's gonna take our advice.
Oh shit! Never mind then.
No, look, I see Nico starting. I don't see this lineup changing because even in his press conference, he said he liked the way the team played. He saw the team in good condition. He said they just got us one time and they put in the back of the net. He said, but we have more than everything capable to turn this game around. So
We
I
do.
don't see that. And no, I'm not questioning the fact that we do. Like I said, talent wise, player for player, I see it. But
I also want to merit one thing too. I think we did well in containing Angel Mena. I don't think he really did any damage to us this game.
No.
he didn't. He did, and it's something that you brought up on Tuesday too. It was if you can cut him out, you cut out a lot of their attack.
And that's what happened. But unfortunately, we forgot that Chapito Montes is in form right now, and he had a great game. So their captain came through for them when they needed to. Oh, and Sambuesa too.
I'm
I
gonna
think
say that
Sambuesa had a good game. Sambuesa had a good game too. He was very annoying in the midfield.
But you saw them more towards the second half, and I think it's
Yeah.
because you lose a little bit more of the midfield with the sense of Uribe being pushed more up and with
Yeah.
liberty of going and not always completely coming down.
Yeah, correct.
And I don't think that's necessarily Mateus Uribe's fault. I think
It's
that's
not.
indication like, okay, go, I got this. Or Piojo being saying, go, Guido's got this.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can sit here all day. We could.
So let's make a hypothetical situation. Let's say Edson gets the green light to go Sunday and he starts. So would you just make the switch of Uribe
Yeah.
and Edson? That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. You would
That's
keep
the only,
Roger and-
that's the only changes I see happening.
Mhm.
But I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But okay, we have an idea of what the lineup might be.
Yeah.
Now we know the result. We know what America needs in order to qualify.
2 goals
2 goals or more.
or more. I would like more. Yes.
I'd like more. Yeah, more than two.
2 goals or more. And you have a sense of what they need to do on the pitch in order to get it, but it's just such a uphill battle right now at this point that you really need to have almost a pitch perfect game against Leon. Because I'll tell you this much, that Camp Nou has not been, or the new camp or whatever the hell it's called, it's not been good to us in these past years. We have yet to register something favorable in that area. Is Sunday the day to break the curse? I would hope so. I would want so.
Let's break history.
But it's just time and time again we go into that stadium We have yet to fill our own expectations.
I just
But
think that's I think no, I'm not bashing on like what you're trying to say, but I think just those stats are kind of irrelevant in a situation like this. This is it's not a regular league game. This is the second leg of a semifinal. I don't think players are looking back and saying, "Wow, wow, we can't win in the stadium for 10 years." Like, wow, is that gonna I don't really think that has anything to do with it, in my opinion.
still something a little bit. It's like those. What does fucking Univision do? They do the
Language.
no. It's after hours. They do the sprint. The sprint
Oh,
data
the
or
spray. Oh,
the
I
rapid
hate those.
sprint
They
or
make the most random stats ever. Like, it's so annoying.
so there's our random sprint
Yeah,
data.
that's yeah.
Um,
Even though we're not sponsored by Sprint.
no, and there's signal that has me fed up to the point where I'm Sprint. If you're listening to this, I might just cancel this weekend if America doesn't make it. All right, I'm that mad. I'm just gonna go and cancel. But no, I think that America needs to come in on Sunday into their own home and disrupt and completely make a mess of it.
You think or you know?
No, I know that they need to go and do that.
Well, you said think first, and so now you said you know. So I don't know which one you want to go with.
I want to go with that. I know that whatever I think, Piojo most likely won't use, but I've given him all the tools he needed to win this game, and he used most of them.
But you think Piojo's gonna use all of them though? He's not.
You know what
And
we do Sunday?
I feel like this game alone, this game on Sunday alone will determine, and he needs to look in the mirror, and he needs to have this conversation with himself. What kind of manager are you? And you're put into this situation. You're playing against a team that's been your own Achilles heel. You're gonna go and you're gonna step up and you're gonna use all the tools in the shed, or are you going to just rely on one thing?
You know what we need Sunday?
What? A 7?
A 7.
We know we're not gonna get him, and
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
think him alone fixes the problems.
You don't think so?
No, he gives you a little bit more of better final third passings. Yes, I'll give you that much. But he's not gonna go and tell Nico how to shoot or how to put the ball in the back of the net. He's not gonna tell Roger when to shoot, when not to. These players need to do it on themselves instinctively. And
There's no break.
look, we said this on Tuesday, and this couldn't be more true to this day and to this moment. You have your opportunities, you need to put them back in the net. You don't, they're gonna come back and they're gonna nip you in the butt, and they did that against you today. So now you're gonna go up against Leon at their own home. If you have the opportunity, put the ball in the back of the net. Don't even think about it twice. Just go, take the shot, get it, and then move forward and try to grab another. Because if you go there and you reminisce and you sit back and you say, okay, am I doubtful? Do I take an extra touch? Do I go far post? Do I go near post? How do I do this? How to do it? The moment you start putting all these questions in your head is the moment that you fail at the one job that you're supposed to do. Is put the ball in the back and then just have a clear head, go at it, take the shot, let your instincts take over after that point. And
Mhm.
and you score and then you go on and you keep going forward and look, if America gets 2 goals within the first 45 minutes, I want them to come out in the second half guns blazing still, because that should not be enough. They should not settle for a 2-goal lead and with 45 minutes still left to go, even if Leon at that point needs to chase the game. It's because America needs to bring it to them, needs to go and take it to them, because even more so, if Leon wants to chase the game, they can chase the ball and get more tired, and America can get that third. Because if America gets a third goal within 60 minutes of this game in the second leg, it's game match set and done.
And then you'll be happy.
Yeah, and I'm a whole different Ivan on Tuesday, and Sprint has saved himself a customer.
There you go. If there's anything I learned this year is that this game is not over until that referee blows the final whistle of the series. That's all I gotta say. There was you could raise any question you want about the game. You know, it's clear what we need to fix. It's not rocket science. You know, a U6 coach can tell you what's wrong with this game and what needs to be, what needs to be done. It's just a matter of doing it now. I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't know what Miguel Herrera plans to do to correct the final third, errors that we're making. But yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. But I think we'll win though. I feel like I'm the only optimistic one here besides our good friend Carlos. Honestly,
Shut up, Carlos.
I feel everyone's just eliminated already. To be honest, and I don't understand why. I mean, I know why. It's just I don't know why. You guys are making that out to seem that we're getting ready for next season already. Like,
I'm not saying all hope is gone. I'm just saying right now in my soul, it's gone.
yeah, well, so don't celebrate if we win Sunday, please.
I won't because I have more questions than anything. My network's still probably gonna be pretty bad. So
yeah.
But
why are you whispering either way?
I don't know. I ask myself that question every morning when I wake up. So we have an idea what America needs to do. We talked about these things, especially in the podcast. If you guys want to go back and listen to it, everything that we say that America needs to do against Leon, they did almost that in this game, but now they gotta do that even more so, more precise in this second leg match. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Blame Ivan. Like
why?
Always.
I blame myself too, Dylan. I really do blame myself. But hey, gotta be optimistic somehow. Probably wake up a little bit more optimistic. We'll see. But now here comes the hardest part, and it's kind of a self-realization of ourselves. But give me your prediction for Sunday, Dylan.
We're doing this again.
Yeah, we're doing this again. You know what? I didn't went with you, so Christian, I'm going with you first. Prediction
3-1. 3-1.
3-1 America.
3-1 America.
3-1.
Dylan. Wait. I got a question. I got a question before I get this prediction. Okay. So say we score 2 and Leon scores 1. Do we still go through because we got away goals?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going 2-1 again.
Oh, just don't do that to me, please.
I'm doing that.
I can't take a 2-1.
I'm doing it. Ivan?
If by the way, I promised one of our followers and listeners that if America ends up winning the game 3-2, that we're gonna use his picture on the podcast for a whole day. But that is only if America wins the game 3-2. But I am going. I'm only saying this is because I really need them to win, and I really need it to come true. But if I'm tapping into my inner faith, I'm going to America 4-0.
I knew it. I was
4-0 away. That'd be something.
That would be something.
That'd be something. Against Pumas.
That'd be something. It could happen.
But in the end, we need America to win.
Yeah. I just feel we get that early goal. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
That'd be something. But hey, we're gonna leave it
over. This isn't over. I need you guys to cheer up, honestly. This isn't over, man. Come on, we can do this. We know we can. We've done it time.
You know what? The worst.
We did it in a final. If you guys don't remember, we were down 1-0 to Tigres, and we came back and scored 3-0 and won the final.
I know. I did. I'm not saying America isn't known for making these hazañas happen. I'm being as realistic and as clear cut to what I'm being presented at this point. I'm not saying America hasn't been able to do this before. I'm not saying that America isn't capable of doing this. I'm saying at the moment, the way things are being played out, the way things are looking, this is what I need to present to the public, and this is what what I am looking at through my binoculars or whatever you want to call this metaphor. But I'm I know that America's done this before. I know America is capable of doing this, and we've said this time and time again. Talent wise, it's there. It's are you gonna step up? Are you gonna get? You know, all of you guys have talent. Yes,
Are we gonna grab the bull by the horns?
exactly. You're gonna grab the bull by the horn. You know, you all have talent, but we got a job to do. Are you gonna step up or not? Are you gonna be a man or are you gonna be boys? Are you gonna fall? Are you gonna rise up? Simple as that.
You tweeted that. That was cute.
I tweeted only the men or boy part,
Oh, whatever. Anyways,
but it's true.
it is true.
Are you gonna have the cojones to come up, or are you gonna fall short? You know, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and see what type of player you are. Are you willing to give 120 extra percent of what you're already given, or are you content with just being subpar?
Would you be content if the game went subpar and we won?
Hells yeah. It could be a snooze fest with America getting 2 ridiculous lucky goals with the ref being half blind and giving away a penalty when it was never a penalty, and then a ridiculous own goal, and America sits back and gives us a heart attack for a full 89 minutes. I'm fine. I'll come in on Tuesday and criticize it, but I'll be more than fine inside.
Just as long as we win, then.
As long as America punches their ticket into the next round, into the final.
If we get to the final, we're winning the final. Just like you guys know right now.
Simple as that.
It's not right now. We're winning it. It's all right. That's our Sunday. 3-1 victory to us. Just sign it right now. Go to Vegas. Go to some bookie. Place a $1,000 bet that America will win 3-1. And if you don't win, yeah, well then you're out. You're out of money because I don't.
Like Christian owes you money.
You're out of money. Not enough to tell you then. So, but if you win though, then you'll be rich. So then you'll thank me for that, and I want my share.
Chicken Nugget has said, "I'll get Piojo's face tattooed." I don't know specifically to what, but if something happens, Chicken Nugget is willing to get hit Piojo's face tattooed on his face. So that'd be interesting, right?
So, Mr. Ivan, do you know what time the game will be on Sunday? To let everyone know where they can tune in to watch the historic comeback.
They can tune in on Twitter to follow the game live. For whatever reason, they won't be watching it, or if they are going to be watching it, want to follow it through Twitter at Eagle Eye Podcast. Make sure you guys follow us. We'll get you guys the best coverage possible for both halves. Have kind of reactions before and after the game. And the game should be played out on Sunday at the Estadio, whatever, Camp Nou. I lose track. It should be at 4 p.m. Pacific. Well, 4 something, a little bit after 4 Pacific, 6 Central, 7 Eastern.
I think you're wrong.
Am I?
I think so.
That's what I was thinking too.
That I was wrong or that I was right?
I think the game is played at 6 Pacific. No,
Really? Oh man, that's even better.
8 Central and 9 Eastern.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right. Thank you.
There you go. 6 p.m. Pacific, 6:06 p.m. Pacific.
Oh yeah, 6:06. Sorry.
Weird time to start a game, but okay, 6:06 Pacific, 8:06 Central, and then 9:06 Eastern time. So
that's me.
You forgot our friends at Mountain Time.
And our friends at Mountain Time, stop using Mountain Time.
Yeah, stop. Move, please.
I'm kidding. No, for our friends at Mountain Time, it's gonna be 7 p.m.
I don't care about you guys. I'm just joking.
Godly.
But
what about for our good friend in Ireland? You know what time's gonna be for them?
Oh Jesus, man, you're making this even more difficult.
Probably like 3 a.m.
Probably.
Poor man.
But we know Fitton's gonna be watching.
Ooh, do we come out with the infamous Chamfle jersey, and implement the Chamfle powers to us?
I mean, sure. I mean, I don't see why not, but I can see America just wearing yellow.
No, they're gonna wear yellow. That's already confirmed.
Oh, okay, so then boom, simple as that.
Boom. Now the real question is the game going to be played in Leon, or we're gonna have to go to like Madrid or something to play this game?
No, Leon doesn't have any contamination problems going on, unless
I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
Unless for some reason Godzilla decides to land in Nuevo Leon and just start tearing things apart. And then they're like, yeah, maybe this game can be played, but we'll see. Obviously, a lot of drama going on in in regards to this game. Still 90 minutes though. Still 90 minutes
Yeah.
of agonizing pain for Americanistas. Regardless whether we win or not, it's gonna be painful because it always is, especially when your team's in this situation. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm confident though. I think we can do this. We have everything to do it. We just need to do it now. Sounds simple, but it's not though.
It's not. And you know what? I couldn't even go to my fridge and replenish my pain with a gansito because we're all out of gansito. So that's yeah.
I
That's
think that's
gonna
the
be,
key. I think that's it. You need a gancito with you.
yep. So I'm getting paid tomorrow, so at least 45% of my check is gonna go towards buying gansitos.
Whatever, man. That's
So
good.
that is gonna be the
All right,
key
boys.
to Sunday. Key to Sunday. Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, we won't keep you here any longer. It is a school night for Dylan. He has to go do
What?
he has to go be a substitute teacher in the morning. So Dylan, what's the class course you're teaching tomorrow?
Sex ed.
Oh,
Oh,
he's gonna,
okay.
he's gonna teach the kids how to cowboy lasso your
Whoa.
partner and
Whoa.
and use the famous infamous scarf hashtag. Well, you guys, if you guys saw that, and you
Take
know
it easy
exactly
there, Buckaroo.
Yo, wait. What's the picture I sent you guys? The pardon. You just
Oh no,
something.
we gotta save that. We gotta
Oh, we
save,
gotta say. Oh, okay.
save it for hopefully this Sunday.
Hopefully this Sunday. Let's get it.
Alrighty. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful evening. Go to sleep, get some rest, and hopefully you guys wake up in a better attitude. It's Friday tomorrow, and if you guys don't work on the weekend, well, that's something to look forward to. If you guys do, don't worry. Dylan's also going to be teaching a how to ride a horse course through Saturday, so he's going to be working also. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye Podcast. Have you guys' notifications on so you guys know whenever we come live for an emergency podcast. Who knows? We might be doing this on Sunday as well to either rejoice in happiness, or we're gonna all sit around here cry
That's
and
not in my
have a bucket
contract.
of ice cream. Either way, I think we're gonna have a bucket of ice cream no matter what. Regardless of what regardless of what we said here today, it's going to be up to America and up to the team, up to the players, exactly what they're going to showcase us. Hopefully, we can trust in them in their own professionalism to come out and try to not only save face, but to save them their season at the end of the day. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a wonderful good night. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time out of the day to come and talk to me. And the
You
rest,
mean the night?
You mean the
yes,
night?
sorry,
It's 1:05 in the morning for me.
It's
it's
12:05
almost
for me.
1 o'clock in the morning for Christian, midnight for Dylan, and still barely 10 in the morning for me here. Although, gentlemen,
In the
just letting you guys
morning.
know, management has told me that you guys are not getting paid overtime for this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Whoa.
Enjoy yourselves. See you guys hopefully Sunday, and hopefully we have ourselves a really good showcasing that night. All right, good night. As always, take care. Until next time, and as always, and even more now than ever, Arriba America.